not using it for transportation. And old Joel Newby, we didn't hear from him for 12 years. You know, he had a free ride to San Francisco.
He reminds me, this Joel Newby, of Rosa Sharon's husband who ran out on her, remember, in the book? He's very much like that. Just anytime things got tough, I'm leaving.
Yeah, he was horrible.
He did.
But anyway, well, Mr. West, he would write a letter, and we knew Charlie and Herb and knew that they were in Arvin. And Mr. West, he just put Arvin General Delivery, you know, and then Dad would sign the letter, and Dad would just barely write his name, but he was pretty good in figures. And all that 8 weeks, well, when we left, we finally got a hold of my brothers, but when we left, they were in about water ankle deep, and Mr. West was getting ready to call the bulldozer in because they hadn't hit any rocks or whatever, and he knew that he could dig the pond. And boy, while we were there, we was up on a pretty good sized hill there, or mountain, and here come the cowboys with about 2,000 head of cattle drive. Boy, they were taking them to Sligman
like
to the railroad cars, you know, put them on the railroad. Oh, Ray and I, boy, we had a ringside seat, boy, just there, and got a hold of them brothers of mine, and Mr. West, he wrote to them how you get 35 miles up on 2 routes, you know, in the mountains. And Herb, like I say, he was 13, Charlie 15, and Kenneth, he was the cousin that drove them over there. And they left Sligman probably about 7 o'clock one morning, and they drove 10, 12 miles and busted a hole in the old Auburn. It had them 15-inch tires, you know. And so, hey, they start walking, okay. In the evening there, well, the light come out on one side of the mountain there. Boy, here they went. Well, the light went out on them. And Kenneth, he smoked. Well, they built a fire, you know, and like froze to death, left their coats in the car. And about 4 o'clock, that light came back on. But boy, here they go. Well, what it was a chuck wagon with that cattle drive. And they could smell that food, boy, you know, before they got to it. And old Charlie, that oldest brother of mine, he was so bashful. Man, he just didn't, well, he couldn't face public to speak up. And got up there, and the cook says, well, I guess you boys are hungry, about starved to death, you know. And old Herb and Kenneth said, yeah, boy, we're hungry. Charlie, no, we're not going to eat. And them boys said, well, hey, you do without, we're going to eat. And he ate too, you know. And they asked that cook, said, hey, have you seen a campsite anywhere along the drive? And they said, yeah, a couple of days ago, we passed it up on the side of the mountain there. Says, you guys, you won't have any problem following this cattle trail. Says, just follow the trail, and you'll see it up on the side of the mountain. There, and they must have left at their cook there probably 7 o'clock or about 4 o'clock that evening. They come walking up the side of the mountain. I looked around there and saw them, and I didn't recognize them, you know, and I ran to old Ray, and hey, Ray, here comes somebody up there in the mountains. And he looked around where he recognized who it was. But hey, if them guys hadn't run onto that chuck wagon, wow. They could have died out there. They'd have died out there. We didn't know they were coming, you know.
But the really wonderful thing about this whole Seligman experience was that $250 a day for what, 8 weeks?
8 weeks.
8 weeks.
Never went to town.
And not a nickel expense coming out.
Oh yeah, and then your dad was able to save it all.
Oh,
and this was, he never had so much money. Nobody he ever knew had ever had so much money at one time. So when they got here, they were not like the Jones. I mean, he had money in his pocket, although he was a drinker and a gambler, and so he blew a lot of money on things. They could have lived for a year on that
he
money,
wasn't really that much of a drinker when we
at the beginning, but it got worse.
Went to making a little better money. Then my dad and my 2 older brothers, they got into this farm labor contracting. And hey, they made some good money, $15, $20 a day, you know, a piece. And all three of them become alcoholics and gamblers. Drinking and gambling, boy. was
Earl's pure,
Lost a
though, he
fortune.
didn't do that.
and the old man, by the time I was 11, I was raising myself. And Dad, he had as good a reputation in the camp here as it could be. He'd buy people groceries, loan them money, pay their rent, and the old rascal would buy me a pair of shoes for school. But he taught us how to work out in the field. And the harder you, all piecework, the harder you worked, the more you made. Right there with that potato belt, that cotton sack, picking peas, you had a hamper. As you pick them peas, you pick them tomatoes. I picked everything, cut grapes. Hey, and the worst thing I do believe, I never did mind working, but cutting grapes. Oh, it was hot underneath that vine, and you'd be cutting in them wasps. Oh, hey, and that old brother of
There'd be
mine,
snakes out there, too.
that old brother of mine got stung right time between the eyes. He didn't have to work for 2 days. We was all wanting to be stung, you know.
Oh, and the kids worked before and after school, and nobody
Yeah.
thought anything about it. And that was one of the wonderful things about the camp. We have a video that we can, Huell Hauser made,
Oh, yeah?
California's Gold, and we had people here who had lived like Earl, lived in the camp as children. They knew nothing about the prejudice against Okies. They lived here where everybody was pretty much the same. Nobody had any more money than they did. They all pretty much had the same religion. They liked the same music, ate the same food. And it was a whole different thing than, say, living in a Hooverville, which we had a huge Hooverville in Bakersfield, which they eventually had to burn. It was on the riverbed between Bakersfield and Oildale.